Hello, everyone. Welcome to CXO Spice. CXO Spice is a platform where thought leaders share their point of view on innovation and explain how to make it happen in real world. I'm your host, Helen Yu. Our topic today is Humanomation claims modernization. Our special guest today is Brent Williams, founder and CEO of Benekiva. Hello, Brent. Nice to see you. Welcome to CXO Spice.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This is an honor.
Yeah, so I first came across this Humanimation from your panel discussion at ITC Insurance Tech Conference recently. That really inspired our conversation today. Before we dive into this exciting topic, let's have you introduce yourself and then share the origin of Benekiva story.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. My name is Brent Williams. I'm the founder and CEO of Benekiva. And really, the idea of Benekiva came from my previous venture where I was an investment financial advisor and I built my practice to a substantial assets under management. And when you have a practice that large, you go through multiple carriers, claims, and servicing operations. And on one hand, I was constantly apologizing for the archaic process to which I have no control. And on the other hand, I'm trying to serve, maintain, and gain clients. So I thought, gosh, we have to do better. And so it started me down this 3.5 year research path where ultimately decided to create Benekiva.
Wow, that's a fascinating origin story. I think that alone deserves another episode of CXO Spice. I hope you write a book about it.
I am definitely going to write a book. There's been lots of great, wonderful lessons learned. I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. We've certainly made mistakes, but we've had some awesome wins throughout the time frame, and lots of great business lessons to be learned. So yeah, I am planning to write a book.
Awesome. So I know you're being humble, Brent. Your story about being a police officer and then being a successful entrepreneur multiple places, multiple times, it has been very inspiring for many people. So now, speaking of Benekiva's evolution, how does Benekiva's cloud-native SOC 2 compliant platform enhance scalability, security, AI readiness for carriers looking to modernize their claim operations?
Yeah, we've had from the beginning we've had a security culture here at Benekiva, and when you think about the claims process, ultimately I share with the team, we deliver on what I believe is the most important thing the carrier does, and that's to pay a claim. When you think about it, that's really the reason an insurance company exists. It's to pay a claim, and of course, insurance companies are in order to pay a claim, they have to make profits and things like that to do so, but the reality is the true rubber meets the road is during the claims process. So I thought that we could do better after going through that process so many times at so many different carriers. We could just do better in the industry. So that's why I decided to go down this venture.
That's great to hear. It's clear that Benekiva provides a robust solution for claims and modernization. Speaking of large carriers, USAA is known for its commitment to member service. It was inspiring to hear Bob Lindsay the other day share the impact of Benekiva. How does Benekiva help carriers like USAA modernize their claims processes incrementally, right, ensuring a smooth transition without operational disruption?
Yeah, I think it starts with solving real problems. When we set out to build Benekiva, we built Benekiva with a beneficiary first mindset, a claimant first mindset. Because if you looked at all the claim systems that were out there previously, they were built really for the carrier. And the thought process is if that is truly where the rubber meets the road from a perspective of fulfilling a promise of a policy, then that experience needs to be exceptional. That experience needs to be something that people talk about. That experience needs to be something that is just click a button and you're done. So by having this beneficiary first mindset, but while also taking into account, we did 3.5 years of research sitting with over 140 claim staff to identify the problems the platform needed to solve while maintaining that beneficiary first mindset. So I think by the time you put those two together, you solve real problems and you create an awesome experience. that creates for a successful product.
I love that. The focus on solving real problem and with in-depth of knowledge of claim, that really made a difference, right? So now shifting gears to the core of Benekiva's philosophy, can you walk us through how Benekiva blends automation with human empathy in its claims process, and how does this humanization approach benefit both claimants and carriers?
Yeah, great question. It claim staff, if any claim staff or operations people hear this, they'll kind of they'll get a kick out of this. But most people in the industry just say, and I've heard it said 1,000 times, a claim is a claim is a claim. Okay, you could argue a claim is a claim is a claim, but the reality is some claims can be processed 100% with automation. You don't need a human being to look at pet claims, dental claims, those types of claims. However, there are some claims that you want the human touch involved. You want the human touch involved in long-term care claims, disability claims, certainly death claims. I remember one of the first experiences I went through. I'm not going to name the carrier, but I started a death claim process. And literally, I opened the packet in my office, and it's white paper, black letter, 26 font, right? Big font on the front. And it says death packet.
Hmm.
And I'm like, my gosh, we can do better. That's not the experience you want to give people, right?
Mhm.
To me, that's where Humanimation comes in, is automate the things that should be automated, but bring and loop in the human touch if and when necessary.
I can't agree more with you, Brent. In that story, really resonate with me. Thank you for sharing. I really love this concept of humanimation. Is a delicate balance, as you said, right? With that in mind, though, what role do CIOs and CTO play in transforming claims operations, and why should they consider Benekiva as a key partner in this journey?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'll tell you a little bit of a story of the research that I did. I got two things of the research wrong. One of the things I got wrong was I felt the claim staff would look at our platform as job replacement, and they would be against it. But what we found was claim staff loved the platform, and when I went back to interview claim staff, I said, "Help me understand, because I thought you would look at this as job replacement." And they said, "No, Brent. What you don't understand is the system takes the task off of my plate that I don't want to do anyway, and that allows me more time with my claimants and beneficiaries." And boom, a light bulb went off. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so great." The second piece of the research I got wrong was I felt that CTOs and CIOs would be the last people to sign up for Benekiva. And what's interesting is when we actually showcase our platform to the IT organizations, um, they just love the platform because not only did we build it to solve problems of the claims staff, we also built it to solve problems of the IT staff as well. And when you have IT folks on your team that are from the carrier side of the organization, you can build a solution that solves the problems that they have because they've lived those problems too.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, Brian, because when I first exposed to Benekiva platform, I said, wow, this is what you can do, right? I work with quite a few insurance tech company. They dreamed about building something similar, but
Yeah.
this is just very impressive. So kudos to your leadership and your team. So it's interesting to see how technology leaders are driving changes these days, right? On this note, how does Benekiva balance the need for automation with the importance of maintaining human touch in claims processing?
I think it's about the experience that the carrier wants to provide. You know, uh, if you want to provide that straight through processing experience, such as pet claims, in my opinion, pet claims should be take a picture of the invoice, you're done. That's how we do it. I mean, we don't that process should be quick and simple. But when you start going down disability claims, long-term care claims, some of those more human those claim processes that maybe need some human touch along the way, that's when we truly say, what experience do you want to provide? I've said forever since we started Benekiva. The value to the Benekiva system isn't taking your current claims process and duplicating that in Benekiva. You could certainly do that. But the true value of the Benekiva platform is to reimagine your process. What experience do you want to give the claimant and the beneficiary? And let's configure that.
Mhm. You know, I love what you just said there, right? You don't want to duplicate a broken process. You want to reinvent, reimagine, and
Yes.
then innovate along the way, leveraging the new capabilities. So it's really inspiring that Benekiva puts an emphasis on empathy on technology. In terms of operational impact, how does Benekiva platform leverage data analytics to help carriers make better, more informed decisions? And what impact does this have on claims outcomes?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's this thought process that if you can take past claims data and pair it with current claims data and run that through an analytics engine, that would be the holy grail. And that's what we've done. We've connected with partners, LexisNexis, some of the reinsurers, to where we can take that past claims data, pair it with the current claims data that we're collecting as part of the claim process. And the beautiful part about that is we can use some of the past claims data to manage workflows and operations and next steps, things like that. But then we can take that total package of past claims data with current claims data and send that back to those analytics engines and actually make the analytics engines better and better over time.
Well, that's great to hear. You mentioned about end user experience a few times. Let's double click on that, right? How does Benekiva's mobile first cloud native platform empower claimants to engage with their claims anytime, anywhere, and on any device?
Yeah, this was a big thing when I set out to build Benekiva. I built Benekiva on two basic mantras. One was anywhere, anytime, any device operation for all parties involved. And back then, when we built the platform years ago, back then, that basically meant we were not going to deliver on-prem services. The carrier had to be ready for cloud-based, and that meant back then that we had to turn down some clients. We had clients that said, "Well, we want it on-prem." Well, we're not doing that. We're a cloud-based solution. When you're ready for the cloud, then we'll have a conversation. The second mantra was zero lines of custom code. We have to be a truly scalable platform. Now, when you look at the experience, let's say a life claim, for example. We do life claims. Our platform allows claim staff to process claims anywhere, anytime, any device. We've had claim staff processing claims while sitting at their kids' ball games. We've had claims that were processed at 10:38 p.m. at night. Can you imagine being the beneficiary of a life insurance policy to get a text message at 10:39 p.m. at night saying your claim has been approved and paid and the money will be in your account in 48 hours? That is the experience that we want to provide. That is changing the industry.
That's profound. Cannot imagine, right, the kind of the help, the experience you provided to people, and then the impact you make on them. So thank you for doing that. Empowering claimants is so important in today's digital world, right? Given that Benekiva was built by former claims managers and insurance professionals, how does this hands-on industry expertise shape the platform's design and overall user experience?
Yeah, I go back to the research. I often say that, that 3.5 years of research that we did, where we sat with claim staff, operations people, directors, and literally took in all their pains, trials, tribulations, and struggles. And when we decided to build the platform, we said it has to solve the experience for three sets of individuals. The policyholders and beneficiaries, that's obvious. They expect the Amazon type claims experience, right? Click a button, use my phone, nothing more, nothing less. But then we have to solve the experience for claim staff, internal claims and servicing staff. We have to give them the ability to do their job anywhere. And then we extended that research out to agents, advisors, and other third parties. We have to give them that anywhere, anytime, any device operation as well.
Wow, that's win-win for all people involved. Just kudos to you. That deep understanding of the industry definitely seems to give Benekiva a unique edge. Looking ahead, how do you see the role of modern claims modernization evolving in the next 3 to 5 years for the insurance industry?
I think AI is going to be a big addition in the industry. I said years ago when, you can remember 5 or 6 years ago, we were talking about how blockchain was going to change the industry. And my answer about blockchain is the same as it is for AI. I don't believe AI will automatically change or disrupt an industry. I believe it's about finding the right use case where the AI can add value, test those use cases. If it adds value, do more of those use cases. If it doesn't, move on. I think we have enough use cases internally that we've tested AI on, and we've got AI tools already inside of Benekiva that we leverage. And I think that AI is going to be an enablement for the human. So it works right along hand in hand with Humanimation, right? It's about how can the technology enable the human to do better, do more, process more, all those things. But the reality is I think by leveraging these technologies, I know we're not there yet, and I every time I say this, I get some eyes that roll once in a while, but I believe with rules, roles, data, verified data, that we can get to a point where a claim is just automatically paid. You don't even have to file it anymore. Because I believe with these tools and the data that's available, we will get to that point. Imagine that. You don't even have to file a claim. When a tragedy happens, you get a notification that your money's on the way.
I can't wait for that moment to happen, Brent. That would be a dream now, not only for life, but also for health or auto insurance, right? For the entire industry. I believe that, we're ready for a reform, for a transformation. So thank you so much for this insightful discussion. And here are my 4 key takeaways from our conversation today. Number 1, Benekiva's platform is cloud native, mobile first, SOC 2 compliant, designed for scalability, security, and AI readiness, making it ideal for carriers looking to modernize claims operations. Carriers can innovate and adapt without compromising on security or performance. Number 2, Benekiva helps carriers like USAA modernize their claims operations incrementally. This approach ensures a smooth transition, minimizing operational disruption while allowing for continuous improvement in claims and processing. I love the 2 things you mentioned about earlier. Claims staff love it, right? They don't really necessarily feel like a threat for their job. Number 2, we talk about CIOs, CTOs. They also love the platform, the cloud native and mobile first, all those, and then really help them to have a better platform, more modern platform. Number 3 is Benekiva incorporates, this is my favorite part, Humanimation, right? It's a blend of automation and human empathy to enhance the claims process. This approach benefits both claimants and carriers, balancing efficiency with personal touch that customers expect during claims handling. I think during that whole life cycle claims handling. Lastly, Benekiva uses data analytics to provide actionable insights that help carriers make better, more informed decisions, improving overall claims outcomes. The mobile-first cloud-native platform empowers claimants to engage with their claims anytime, anywhere, from any device. Thank you, Brent, for sharing your valuable insights with us. And thank you, Benekiva, for your contribution to claims modernization and balancing automation with human empathy. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Stay hungry, stay bold, and stay grateful.